Hello ladies and gents, welcome to a new Night POV review. In front of us is the new BYD Dolphin Surf. If I unlock it, you can see the beautiful headlights. Now, we have a comfort trim. This is the front wheel drive, standard for the Dolphin Surf. This is the top spec. We have the electric motor on the front, 115 kilowatts of power. That's equal to 156 horsepower. We're sitting on 16-inch alloys, comfortable suspension, but also small dimension, good comfort. Now, to do a little walk around, you can see the back end connected LED taillights. Now, there's no light in the back here, but let me just unlock it for you and open it up. There is a street light here, so you might see a little bit inside, maybe not. Maybe if I lower this one, yeah, you can see like a little bit through the glass from the street lights. Now, I'm gonna jump in. It's cold outside, so let me just put the key in the pocket and, well, here it is, the new Dolphin Surf, BYD's most affordable EV. Now let's start the car. Okay, so let's do a little sound test. So I gotta say, pretty good sound system for bass speakers. Yep, looking good, or sound solid. Now, you have apps here. You could potentially download apps, but you have Spotify pre-installed, you have Android and Apple CarPlay. I will not be using those. I'm going to use the embedded navigation. It's powered by Google Maps because this is an Android system. Just to do this, I like the horizontal. You can have the vertical display, and now it feels totally like a tablet. I feel like I can take it off. I don't know. It gives you a different perspective on the view, but for me, since I'm a Model 3 owner, I feel like this is just more natural for me. Okay, just to share some lights on the interior. There's no light in the glove box. There's no lights on the back, so you have these and ones for the beauty mirror. Okay, let me just show you the cameras. Great resolution. So you can see the steering wheel, or excuse me, the wheels. So you won't have any excuse if you curb the alloys. So, you know, at least your wife won't if she's driving the car. Yeah, so there's plenty of good visibility for the cameras. And before we head out, power consumption, I did my test. This time I was mostly driving between 70 and 80 kilometers per hour. For 50 kilometers, power consumption is 16 kilowatts. Okay, put it to drive and let's head out. So, Dolphin Surf. Now, wow, whoa. Yeah, almost forgot. Okay, so apologies, but well, gear selector, go to the settings and vehicle cabin perception off. So it freaks out this infrared camera. It's watching your eyes so you don't fall asleep while driving, which would be very dangerous. But it can see my eyes thanks to the camera, so I need to switch it off, otherwise it will be very annoying. Also disable the speed limit change and overspeed warnings. So these are mandatory in Europe now, so just switch those off. Okay, let's start talking about the car. Now, how it drives, well, it's nippy. 156 horsepower for I would call this cross hatchback. It's a hatchback, but a bit taller, and you know, feels great, looks great. Yeah, it's more than enough horsepower. It's pretty fast for such a little EV. Now, it's very comfortable. We're sitting on 16-inch alloys. If you go for the very base trim, which is called Active, there's also middle trim, which is, I forgot the name now. Oh, it's Boost. So Active, Boost, and Comfort. So the Boost and the Comfort have a larger battery and 156 horsepower. The Active has 80 horsepower and smaller battery. This one you can maybe go for a little bit of road tripping. The base model is really just for the city. Okay, now this car is surprisingly very stable. There's very little leaning thanks to the battery pack, which is heavy. It just has a low center of gravity like all EVs, and you're pretty confident going into the bends, even a little bit faster. Yeah, 156 horsepower actually for this car is plenty. I just usually caught myself speeding a little bit more than I would like to, unintentionally of course, and it's just all the power. And I'm even driving in normal. There's a sport mode. I don't feel like there's too much difference, but you know, I'm just saying there's a sport mode. Now, as all new cars, if we're talking about the overview, I can't see really the traffic light thanks to this big plastic bezels around these cameras and light, rain or light sensors. But otherwise, this car has a really good overview. You can see in the back further behind you. So excellent. You have those excellent high resolution cameras, nice and sharp. And yeah, this is an amazing little EV. It's a huge value for money. Steering is nice and light. There is a sport setting, so you can have more feedback, a little bit more resistance, and it's a little bit more direct. You can see the headlights here. It is foggy, so you can see the beam a little bit better. So that was the long beam, excuse me. I didn't realize the car had the long beam on. I think I have the auto setting here. So I will just switch that one. Oh, it's still on for some reason. I mean, it says on the display that there's an auto beam. Okay, hopefully it won't be engaging again, because when it's foggy, you're not supposed to use your long beam or the high beam, whatever you call that. Yeah, this is very, I would say even a sporty little EV. I'm just looking at Volkswagen Up here, and I've driven the GTI, and you know, this has more horsepower than the GTI, but it feels almost the same. It doesn't feel like a heavy car despite being an EV, and it is probably heavier than that Up, but it's just very fast with this electric motor. Now, one of the great things and the bonuses of this car, it has a LFP battery, so meaning you can do more cycles of charging and discharging. It's going to last longer. This is also the BYD's Blade battery. It's very safe against getting punctured or catching on fire. And you have a 43.2 kilowatt hours usable. So yeah, that should give you a range, at least according to WVLTP, around 300 kilometers. That's what you see on the display when you charge up the car to 100%. But maybe in the city, when it's really nice and warm summers, you can maybe achieve up to 500, again according to WVLTP. This little car also supports vehicle to load up to 3.3 kilowatts. AC charging is 11 max, and DC is 85. So yeah, one thing that would be really perfect is if this had a one pedal driving, but it doesn't. And that's not necessarily bad because you are using your brakes and you're going to avoid, you know, brake rust buildup. So I'm talking here from experience. But I personally do prefer one pedal driving, but this is fine. For those of you who are first time coming to an EV, this will be like more natural, something you're used to from an ICE setup. So just, you know, pressing that brake. Recuperation is not the strongest. There are two settings and I did set it to the strongest recuperation, but it's just not that strong. So that's how they made it. So if I try to speed up a little bit faster, and if it's wet, the front tires are slipping. Yeah, there's just too much torque. And, you know, so just, you know, be gentle there. You can do, like, if you're trying to impress your friends when you buy a new car, you can do it on the dry, but, you know, if it's slightly like wet, I would not advise that. I mean, it's nothing's gonna happen to the car or you, but it's just like there's a little bit of yeah, slippage. Now seats. The seats are comfortable, actually quite good, despite no lumbar support. I haven't really spent that much time in the car that I can tell you are there good for tall people. Usually after 2-hour drive, you know, it's sometimes you know, that's when I can tell if the seats are really good or not. But yeah, for this city driving, they're just pretty good. Okay, we are coming to the highway. I will switch it to sport mode, floor it a little bit. Pay attention to the road noise and cabin noise. It's actually really decent. Okay, that was a bigger manhole. I missed the second one deliberately. It's too deep. So yeah, the suspension is really comfortable and surprisingly very good, and also the smaller alloy is helping, or the more tire. The brakes are not too aggressive, I gotta say. When you actually use them, unlike the Seal I just returned, it was quite grippy. This one are, like, I would say, standard brakes. So yeah, not too late, not too early, just like something in between, or just your standard brakes. Okay. I shall switch to sport mode. Not eco, sport. There we go. Ooh, I do not want to floor it in the corner. I feel like the backhand will slip. There's a leaning, but okay. Just don't be too aggressive in those bends. Yeah, it speeds up really nicely for this small EV. It's super fast though. Okay, that was enough for the demo. that truck really has very bright lights. Okay, you can hear now the wind noise. I'm gonna slow down to 100. There's a smooth asphalt and a rough soon. Okay, rough, smooth, rough. Yeah, you can hear a lot of tire noise, even at 100 kilometers per hour, but this is a little bit taller. Again, like a compact urban vehicle, so slightly taller, and there's a lot of wind noise. It is obviously not super soundproofed for a budget model. It only has an inside seal, so nothing on the doors. But still, this just accelerates nicely, but it's a little bit loud even now. During the day I didn't feel like it was that loud. But you can always crank up the music. So, you know, and reduce that noise. Yeah, so that's that. Let me engage the cruise. You can play with the distance, and it's going to keep you in the lane. Follows the bend, so it makes your life easier. Now the beam is really good. I'm gonna just shoot the long beam shortly, so it's nice and bright, but again, it's foggy, so not recommended to use it. I would say this car, you know, for small or short road trips up to like half an hour drive from your location should be fine, even for a commuting for, let's say, about half an hour to an hour. But mostly intended for city driving. But Dolphin Surf is really a decent budget EV, especially if you're looking at the very base model. It is super attractive with its price. But this model is also, if you have 9,000 euro incentive like we do in Croatia, very affordable car when you look at the cars in general and the car prices. There's not a lot you can get for 18,000 euros. So this is actually better equipped than some ICE counterparts. By the way, the top trim, 360 cameras. It has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly. You have a wireless charger. Front heated seats, they're powered. Foldable side mirrors, they're also heated. And you know, this is a very well equipped car for such a price. And it's so fun. You can just speed up. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, it's not that fast as a Seal, but you know, it speeds up nicely. So, yeah. If you buy this, I think you're gonna enjoy this more than you think. It's also practical. A lot of space, even in the back. And the cargo space is actually quite good when you count the bottom part you have as well under the false floor. It's a shame they didn't maybe add a small frunk, but I guess maybe you won't be using it if it's too small. Okay, this is where we test our lights. The other ramp is closed, this one's open, so I'm going to use the opportunity. This is now pitch black. You can see the performance, slight fog, but yeah, you can see probably all the way to the end if there wasn't fog, but good performance on the headlights. So if I go to reverse, the cameras are nice and practical. So it's always nice to have those, but always check your mirrors. So the best practice, usually. Okay, there's an oncoming car. I'm gonna let it pass, and we're gonna do 0 to 100 test. It's not super fast, it's 9.1 seconds, but it's also not too bad. So let's go. There is no launch control or anything like that. I am in a sports setting, so I will fully stop right here. There's no one behind me. He is far up ahead. I'm just gonna wait a little bit for him to get further away. Okay, so still no one behind me. Floor it and release the brake. Brake check. So, brakes are solid for the weight of the car, and it's a nice acceleration. So nothing too fast, but good enough when you need to speed up, merge on the highway. Now to wrap up the video, one data, if you haven't checked my review, which I advise you check it out. So energy consumption. This car has average in 6,000 kilometers, 14.4 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. That's really efficient. So if you're driving in the city mostly, you are saving a lot. Definitely if you're charging at home on a cheap tariff at night, this car is saving you money. It's going to pay off really quick. So yeah. Okay, so the driver's side window is fully automatic when going up. See, this one goes down, interrupt it, but doesn't go up. You need to keep holding it. So yeah. And BYD, fully electric model. Inside you can't hear the pedestrian warning, but if I lower the window, you can hear this like humming sound. Same for going forward and reverse. You have chargers here. If you're in Zagreb, this is Avenue Mall, good cinema. It's New Zagreb. Yeah. Okay, let's go here. Let's check my parking. Okay. So this car is pretty short, so I can go reverse a little bit. But again, cameras are excellent. So this gear selector is great. I at first didn't notice the park button on the side. There's nothing on the other side. They could have added maybe like a mute button, but I guess you wouldn't see it as a driver. But you have the volume here, and this is, I guess, for the front passenger. That's it. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Car off, lights come on, and you get here how much kilowatts have you spent, and kilometers you've passed, and drive time. So that is that. If you want to see more, do subscribe, check out the channel. If you're new, welcome. And I do car reviews, same route, all the cars, so you can check them out, compare them. Only seasons change. Once again, I'm going to do walk around in the garage here. So beautiful BYD Dolphin Surf. I think it's called Seagull or something in China, but they've decided to go with a different name. You can see the back here once again, and Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.